Today, we talk feeding, frozen rodents.
Proper royals.
Hi everybody, it's Adam at Proper Royals. You know, the biggest questions that I hear most often revolve around feeding. So today I'm going to show you my routine. I'm going to show you what works for me. I don't want to put a percentage on it. I mean, ball pythons are always going to be finicky, but it works. Mine feed. I got 12 of them here that are, feeding is not my concern these days. So it focuses on thawing the frozen thawed rats, reheating them to the proper temperature, and then actually feeding. So we're going to cover those three topics today. I'll show you what works for me. One quick statement of clarity. This is not a graphic feeding video. These are frozen thawed rodents. There are no live rodents in this video. And there are some feeding shots, but it's in a dimly lit room from a distance. I would not call it graphic whatsoever. But just to be clear, there is a couple feeding shots in the middle of the video if that bothers you. Thanks for checking it out today. If you follow this plan, your ball pythons will eat for you. So the day before feeding, what you want to do is you want to pull your rodents from the freezer and move them into the fridge, the ones that you're going to feed, and thaw them under refrigeration. This ensures a fully thawed rodent so you don't have a cold center and a hot outside, which can throw off the feeding instinct. I make sure I keep a list of who's eating the next day, which snake is eating the next day. Some of mine are on a 5-day rotation, some are on a 7-day rotation. So you want to make sure that you're pulling the right rodents for the snakes that you're going to feed. I'll show you. All right, so I have a list here of the animals that are going to feed. I'm only feeding 4 tomorrow, and I need 1 small rat, I need 2 fuzzies, and I need 1 weaned rat. And I use some of these Rubbermaid kind of Tupperware light things. If you notice, I have it labeled with R's. That's for rodent. We don't mix it in with our regular food storage. All right, we've got our full list boxed up, and this will go in the fridge, and they will thaw for 24 hours, and tomorrow night we'll feed. Okay, it's feeding night. I'm outside of the snake room. On feeding nights, I keep the snake room dark, so I wanted to cut this part of the video and the light. I wanted to share with you, this is my contraption to heat the rats up. So the rodents have been thawing in the fridge, and they've been in the room for about 2 hours getting to room temperature. What I do is I get one of the hides, I lay them out, space them out across there, and then I've got my step ladder. It's just a Costco step ladder. And I stole this from Chris Hardwick. I saw it first on his channel. I don't know if he stole it or not. But here's one detail I didn't get from Chris. Inside here, I use a CHE, ceramic heat emitter, and I use a 60 watt. 150 watt was cooking rodents, and it was ruining them. 60 watts, as long as you don't lift them up any higher than that space, it gets them at a nice perfect temperature. They seem to cap out at around 120 degrees, so you don't want them sitting at that for very long. But, you know, at that 110 or so, it's a good time to pull them. All right, everybody, I know the lighting's not very good in here right now. Don't worry, you'll get the idea. I'll talk you through everything I'm going through. But part of the trick is keeping the room dimly lit and making sure that those snakes are calm and there's not a whole lot of action. So hopefully we get some good feeding tonight, and I'll talk you through what I'm doing, okay? A few more degrees on those and they'll be ready. In the meantime, my big girl, she's just antsy. She's ready to go. I feed them up top here every time the same way. That's just what I do. So I'm going to pull her out, and she's going to realize that it's feeding time here in just a second. One little trick I do is once the rat's body is hot and warm enough, I put the head right near the lamp. Don't put it on the bulb. You'll burn it and it'll smell and it'll be wrong, and the snake won't take it. But get the head really hot, just like it would be in nature, so they know where to strike, okay? All right, then I grab the rat by its back, hind, And I'm going to put this right in front of the snake on as close to the bottom of the tank as I can till she gets a hold of it. Here we go. Just like that, one down. One thing to remember as well is we took that container out of the fridge. We left it in this room at room temperature for the rats to come up slowly, so they're heated throughout. Plus, these snakes have been smelling these rats now for almost 2 hours, okay? So that's an integral part of my feeding plan that works. You saw that. Boom, right there. Let's see if we can go 2 for 2 real fast. Just like that. All right, so these are next two are hatchlings. Now on hatchlings, to make sure they're getting the frozen thawed down, I'll usually wiggle that rat after they've coiled, just to really get them, get their instincts going. So that's 3 for 3. I'm not bragging. What I'm telling you is this works. That's a hatchling. That's a sub-adult. That's 450 grams. And that is my big female. That's 2,200 grams. All different ages, same rack, same method, 3 different size rats, 3 different age snakes. One more hatchling to go. Let's see what we can do. There she is. So again, I kind of wiggle that and make sure they really get that coiling instinct sensation when they're hatchlings, or if you're just putting a snake onto frozen thawed, you want to do that. After about 3 times, if they coil, they're going to take it. Four for 4. Okay, everybody, thanks for joining me today. I promise you, if you follow these 3 steps, thaw under refrigeration for a full day, heat your rodents at a reasonable rate, use that 60-watt CHE, and then when you feed, do it at night, dimly lit room, same time, same way, every week on that rotation. You're going to get your ball pythons eating. I promise you. You'll be all right on it, okay? Thanks for tuning in. If you learned something today, if you gained value, give me that like. I appreciate it so much. If you want to stay with us on this journey from family hobby to family business with ball pythons, hit subscribe. I will see you next time. Cheers to you wherever you are. Thank you so much.